Everyone, and welcome back to another analysis video. We'll be going over some love triangle imagery and more in season 4. These two scenes directly mirror each other with one major difference. On the bottom here we have Robin in focus, but on the top we have Mike and Elle in focus, and this is done on purpose. You may be thinking Robin and Will are paralleling, but actually Mike is paralleling both Vicky and Robin. Visually, yes, you could think it's Will because of the way this is framed, but if you're looking at their expressions, and you'll notice how the camera cuts in this and in future scenes, Mike is being compared to both characters. Let's talk about framing. So in the center, we have the one we're supposed to be focusing on. On the right is their love interest, and on the left is the person that their love interest is with. However, the focus in the camera is different. On the bottom, we have Robin in focus, and on the top, we have Mike and Elle in focus. This is because it's supposed to be showing the feelings of those in focus. These scenes are in the same episode because they really wanted the audience to notice a couple of things. One, the feelings of the characters in focus, and the fact that Mike and Elle do not kiss. Also, Will is not devastated like Robin is. Will is actually really happy to see his sister. This is a sharp contrast to how Mike reacts to this scene.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Let's take a trip on Mike's micro-expression roller coaster here. First, the moment he spots Will. I'm gonna put in some Vicky and Robin comparisons here on the bottom left so you guys can see. Mike drops his happy expression almost immediately and looks at Elle pained. He looks back up at Will, meaning that these expressions are because of Will. When the camera cuts back from Will, Mike is still staring, and he looks devastated. And then he looks back at Elle. This is a triple take of Will that we see, but a much slower and sadder version, because there is a lot of emotional turmoil on his face. And the emotional turmoil is being compared to Vicky, but the devastation is being compared to Robin. We know Robin likes Vicky, and that's why she runs away here. So why is this being compared with Mike? Unless they're trying to let the viewer know exactly what Mike is thinking. Mike's true feelings for Will. And I want to point out that Elle is completely clueless that this is happening. She does not notice Mike making these expressions. She's only looking at Will. And Will is only looking at Elle here because their connection as siblings is so strong. But Vicky's boyfriend does notice what's going on with Vicky. And we know later in the season that her boyfriend, Dan, does break up with her.
Who's that?
Someone from band.
I want to point out Vicky's smile here because it's obvious that Vicky has more feelings for Robin than she's letting on to her boyfriend. And we see this exact same smile used by another character early in the season, with Elle. And what do we know about Elle in the scene? We know she's lying to Mike to appear normal, to save this relationship the way she thinks she needs to, just like Vicky is. But we know that Vicky got broken up with. And since Mike is being compared to both Robin and Vicky in the scene, I'm sure you can get the hint of where this is probably leading to. Especially when Elle notices, just like Dan, Vicky's now ex-boyfriend.
I dump your ass.
Who's that?
Someone from band.
The Duffer Brothers and set designers and wardrobe chain are absolutely insane. He's also literally wearing a blue and yellow shirt right now. The comparisons don't stop there. Let's go to the beginning of the season.
You're worried about a basketball pep rally? You expect me to believe that?
Yeah, so?
So, we both know what this is about, okay? I'm not buying that bullshit. This is about Vicky.
Absolutely not.
Yes, it is, and you know what else I think?
I really don't care.
I think you gotta stop pretending to be someone else when you're around her, okay? You just gotta be yourself.
Oh, no. No, it's a shitty knockoff. Yeah.
Yet again, we have Mike Wheeler being compared with Robin to show how he's really feeling.
You ask out a girl and she says no. Big deal. Nothing happened. Maybe your ego's a little bruised, but I ask out the wrong girl. Bam, I'm a town pariah.
And this is what Mike fears the most. We're back at the van scene because several people pointed this out to me. The lighting in the scene is very intentional. We know it took them a day to film this scene because they were carefully curating every single angle. And that means the lighting too. Let's break down the lighting in this scene very fast. Do you see that Surfer Boy pizza decal on the back of the window? That's very important here. You can see it reflecting to the right of Mike here, right? Which means the sunlight is coming from the left of the screen. This is literally a split second, and that reflection is missing, which means all the lighting here is probably artificial and intentional.
Another 90 miles, why?
Well, once we save her, Elle, we should stop on the way back.
And suddenly the text is back, and it's moving now, and it's just the word boy, while this Mike is looking at Will's lips.
We could just play D&D and Nintendo for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, totally.
Now it's gone, as if it was there to indicate what Mike was thinking about. And he shakes his head here, just like Vicky.
Who's that?
Someone from band.
Just a boy, or maybe more.
I ask out the wrong girl, and bam, I'm a town pariah.
I keep telling myself that, but I don't believe it. When I stumbled on her in the woods, she just needed something. It's not fate, it's not destiny, it's just simple dumb luck. I don't know, I just...
Sunlight does not move like this. And the fact that these little boy references were popping up at very certain words and then disappeared at one point. These are direct indications on Mike's feelings. Let me just show you all the times this boy pops up behind Mike. So now it's swinging back and forth while he's waiting for Will to give him the painting. It's next to him again when he goes to open the painting, but once he sees the painting, it disappears. And suddenly the boy is right behind his head. This is probably the happiest we've ever seen Mike in any season, besides the part he got Will back at. At this part, Will lightly brushed Mike's hand and the boy's back. And that's the final time in the scene you'll see the boy framed like that.
Vicky is definitely not the wrong girl.
We just don't know that, do we?
I'm sorry, my brain's just been a little frazzled lately, because
Of everything?
We're gonna make it, Mike. She's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I know she is.
yeah. Yeah, and Dan.
It's
So
not
he was like,
fate,
I'm out of here,
it's
back
not
to Purdue,
destiny,
good luck,
it's
Vic.
just
Okay, which
simple dumb
ultimately,
luck.
yeah, it's
And
fine,
one day
and
she's
it's
gonna
bordering
realize
on a good thing,
that
because I
was
mean, he
some
was really
random
grating
nerd
on me,
that
and
got
he's the
lucky
type of
that
person who
Superman
trashes
landed on his
fast
doorstep.
times because it has no
I mean, at
plot.
least
I mean, as soon
Lois
as he said that, I
Lane
should have
is
just
an
ended
ace
things right
reporter
there.
for the Daily Planner, right? But
Sorry.
sorry, no.
I'm
No,
so
it-
sorry.
it's
I am
so stupid
rambling
given
about my
everything
dumb
that's going on.
boyfriend
It's
when
just-
But before we move on from the van, a little parallel between Will and Elle. These both take place after interactions with Mike. Both Elle and Will are crying about what happened. Mike doesn't look at Elle at all. He does glance at Will. And only Will. For this parallel, it's showing that the love triangle, Will and Elle, are kind of in the dark of Mike's real feelings. Blue and yellow come from Mike and Will's direction. As it slowly pans to Elle's face, she's left in the dark. Here's the blue and yellow coming from Mike and Will's direction. We see yellow coming from Will's direction and green lights between Mike and Will.
Cool. Cool.
Looks like it's gonna be up to us again. It always is, isn't it?
Season 4 intentionally paralleled these two queer relationships to show the feelings of the characters. Robin is a lesbian, and the audience pretty much knows Will is gay. So we have to figure out the feelings of Vicky and Mike. Look at all the context of these parallels and other clues in the season. It's pretty obvious that Vicky likes Robin back, and Mike likes Will back. So now they just gotta work on the whole love triangles ending kind of thing and then focusing on who they really like in season 5. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!